We have an extraordinary event happening on winter solstice, December 21st. Jupiter and Saturn are about to couple together at 0 degrees and march into Aquarius on December 21st. So Saturn will enter Aquarius on the 17th, Jupiter will enter on the 19th, and together at 0 degrees, they will move into Aquarius. This is so exciting and cause for celebration. Yay! Because it's the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Something we've heard about our entire lives is actually happening now in the physical. And it's so exciting. So Jupiter and Saturn, they couple together every 20 years. The last time they coupled together, it was in Taurus in 1999. Now it is in the sign Aquarius. So not only is it kicking off a 20-year cycle in an air sign, it's the beginning of a 200-year cycle in the air signs Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. And this is really good news. So we're calling it the Aira instead of Aira. And this is exciting. Now the shift may not be obvious immediately to you or seen in the world. However, it will begin to grow. The awareness of things improving and getting better will begin now. And I'm so excited about 2021 and what is about to happen. And I love giving you good news. So this is cause for celebration because conjunctions are new beginnings. Conjunctions are like new moons. Every month when the sun and the moon couple together, they have a new moon. New moons are new beginnings. They bring a fresh energy. They bring a fresh start. And in Aquarius, it is about freedom, truth, enlightenment, honoring the individual, honoring our uniqueness. At the same time, it's a very social sign. It's about honoring society, the community, the groups we belong to. And this is really good news. Another thing too, which I find fascinating, is Jupiter and Saturn are also what we call parallel at the moment of their coupling. That makes this their tightest conjunction coupling since 1623. That's significant because not only are they marching into this new era, but they're right on top of each other. They're coupled together. They're a couple. And so this is really good news. Parallels in Hori astrology, which means hourly astrology, it's when an astrologer erects a chart, creates a chart at the moment he or she understands a question. It's a very powerful tool. In Hori astrology, we consider parallels as good as done. So whatever the question is, we look at the significance, we look at the planets, and if they're parallel, the answer is, yep, it's as good as done. And so we have Jupiter and Saturn at their tightest conjunction in almost 400 years. This is significant as they march into this new era of air. And the sun is at 0 degrees Capricorn, because that's when we have the shift of seasons, the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere, winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. And the sun is parallel Pluto, and that is power. So I see it as power to the people, power to our communities, power to our societies, that the universe wants to give power to the individual so that we can give power to our communities. It's very powerful. And another cool thing, I was meditating on the number 0 because I thought, wow, this is really significant that they are, moving into Aquarius at 0 degrees while the sun is at 0 degrees Capricorn. So in numerology, the number 0 is both a closed and wide open number. It means comprehensiveness, openness, wholeness, and infinity. It is an all-inclusive number. And that's another sign that the universe is blessing us with this energy of not only openness, but that we can do anything together when we honor our individual uniqueness. And that is just breathtaking. Aquarius is a breath of fresh air. We are in the air signs. Hallelujah. So this new era is linked to the development of social structures and personal development, and can indicate a new, higher social order. Yay, just in the nick of time. Because the energy of Aquarius is much different than the energy of Capricorn. Aquarius, being an air sign, it is objective, progressive, scientific, innovative, independent, intuitive, with humanitarian aims. It is the sign of mankind in general. Now, you are familiar with the sign of Aquarius, where you see the man holding the water jug and the water is pouring out onto humanity. Well, Aquarius is not a water sign. It is an air sign. It rules the mind. The water pouring out is knowledge, because knowledge is power. Knowledge is enlightenment. When people have knowledge, they make better choices for themselves. And when people have better choices, they want the best in life for themselves as well as for community. And that's how we raise everyone up, by giving people choices, giving them knowledge, giving them education, giving them opportunities. And that's what is happening now as we move forward. And this is very exciting and good news. So yes, the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn happens every 20 years. And the last one was in 1999 in Taurus, when we were still in the Earth era. So the Earth era has been going on since 1802. Before that, it was the era of fire, 1603 to 1802, and then 1802 till now in Earth. Well, right now, we're moving into the era, age of Aquarius, and the air signs. And this is really exciting. The next coupling together they will do is in 2039 and 2040, and that will be in Libra. So it's going to continue in the air signs for the next 200 years. And that is really good news for all of us, because we're going to move out of the earth element that's been focused on wealth creation, material security, resources, land development, land settlement, and material goods. And we've also seen the shadow side of that. We've seen the exploitation of people. We've seen the exploitation of the environment to our health and well-being, and just destruction, extinction of animals, and the loss of rainforests and forests in general. So we are going to be making big shifts in here, because we are going to be bringing in the Garden of Eden. The age of Aquarius is the return of the Garden of Eden to the planet. And so in this focus on Aquarius over the next couple of years, and the air element over the next 200 years, we're going to be focused on social progress, intellectual development, new concepts, and the expansion of consciousness. So it is about developing the power of our mind individually as well as collectively. And we're going to be doing an incredible meditation on the solstice. At the moment, Jupiter and Saturn are coupled together. I have the link below. I also have it on my community page here on YouTube, as well as my Facebook page. You can read all about it, but I have the link below in the Show More section for you. Because think about it. Here we can come together as one mind and focus on the Garden of Eden. Focus on prosperity for all, freedom for everyone, that everyone can be who they uniquely are and love who they uniquely love without condemnation, without prejudice, that we can honor our uniqueness and at the same time respect our differences without having to be divided. So this is about bringing us all together as community. And what better way than to focus the power of our mind at the moment of the inception of the age of Aquarius, where we focus together collectively, millions of us joining together around the planet, wherever this conjunction coupling will take place, where you are, where I am, we're focused together in that moment in time, meditating on the light, on the truth, on the freedom, on the prosperity for all, as well as healing the planet and bringing in the Garden of Eden, Age of Aquarius for everyone. So I would love for you to join me and all of us that are going to be using the power of our mind to focus our intention on manifesting prosperity, abundance, healing, and love for the planet, for you, for me, for our communities, for our societies, for our governments, our institutions, and so on. And what better way to bring in the Age of Aquarius than to unite together? Because that's what Aquarius is about. It's so interesting because it's about honoring the power of the individual and the power of the group, the power of the community, the groups we belong to, the societies we belong to. And this is so exciting. I'm so excited about this. I just keep hearing power to the people, power to the people. And it will be a time of increased enlightenment, discovery, knowledge, and understanding in science and technology, global communications, and the internet. We may even see astrology come up in the ranks instead of being dismissed by the masses, because Aquarius rules astrology. It rules metaphysics. And I also see the arts being more respected and appreciated for the value that it contributes to giving us all a better life. And so the artists will be raised up, because it's not enough anymore to just make money. That's the old paradigm. That's where greed was just so much revered at the expense of all of us and the environment. Now, building wealth, we have to add value to the lives of others. We have to add value to the community. We have to add value to the planet. We have to add value to our society, because we are going to raise up those that use their mind and their talent, their skills and abilities to make your life better, to make the lives better for everyone, and not just line their pockets. So we can see that this is a huge shift from where we've come from the last 200 years, and that by bringing in the technology so that we can get off fossil fuel, that we can have better transportation for everyone, so that we don't have to be relying on cars, and that if we are relying on cars, that those cars are electric and they are not harming the environment, and so on. So this is about the collective freedom and equality and human rights for everyone, and that we are going to see an increased dissatisfaction with conventional attitudes, out-of-date hierarchies, and old structures that prevent people and prevent people from being free, and prevent the progress that we need to evolve so that we can live in clean cities and have good jobs, good paying jobs, and the very things that we want. There will also be a likely increase in people who will be rebelling and protesting, especially those that are in countries where they're being run by dictators, and the governments are exploiting their own people, And so we will see a continuation of more people heading to the streets to speak their truth and stand for what they believe in. And that's all part of the transformation into this new era and the age of empowerment, Aquarius. So there will be a greater sense of vision for what can be, what uplifts and energizes you, to give you faith in the future and the belief in miracles, that miracles do happen, that miracles can happen. I also see this as a time of the new contracts and soul agreements. 2020 was a year where we've all been put on hold because of the social distancing and the quarantine and so on. So 2021 is going to be a time where I see the new soul agreements and contracts coming into play. Soul agreements are things that you've agreed to do with other people, whether it's a relationship or a business or a role you've agreed to play or a job you've agreed to fulfill before you were even born. So we've been waiting for this moment our entire lives, that we would be able to be here now as we move into this new era. And with the new contracts coming into play for you, that could mean a new relationship, a new friendship, a new group you belong to, a new job opportunity, a new business that you're going to start, or moving up in whatever you're doing right now. So be open to the new potentials in your life, the skill of possibility, seeing that things can get better for you. Be open to new friends you'll be meeting here in this cycle of Aquarius, because Aquarius is a very social sign, and it's more sociable than many of the other signs. And so you could find yourself joining groups of like-minded people or people that you identify with. You could find yourself communicating new ideas, networking, or having new ideas and instigating reform or getting involved in community. You may feel the urge to research new subjects, to broaden your mind and knowledge, particularly in the area of science and technology, perhaps the arts. Wherever you feel called, follow your passion. Follow where the universe is directing you. Because the star card represents the sign of Aquarius. The star card in the tarot is the sign of Aquarius. And it is one of the best cards in the tarot. Some would argue that it is the best card. Next to the sun card, the star card is just amazing. And the star card is where you can feel the hand of God guiding you and directing you along your path, bringing you opportunities, bringing you new relationships, bringing you new friendships or new groups that you can join up with, sudden breakthroughs, sudden unexpected good fortune, sudden opportunities that just come out of the blue, and yet you know someone's looking out for you. So the star card is lighting your path now. And Jupiter represents blessings, gifts from the gods, good fortune. And so with Jupiter in Aquarius, you're going to be blessed with these new opportunities in your life, these new relationships, new friendships. So it is a time to grow and expand consciousness, and anything that you do that expands your consciousness is encouraged at this time. So Jupiter in Aquarius is about the freedom to express your unique ideas, your unique abilities, and eccentricities. And this is exciting, that we can allow for everyone to be who they uniquely are without frowning upon what's different. You know, I think back to the 1600s, when people were different, we burned them at the stake, we called them witches. Now, today, witches are really cool. Like witches are an in thing. So I think that is progress. So the opportunity to develop and grow and personally see where we've been bound by convention and narrow-minded thinking, closed in our attitudes, it's time to blow that up and tear up the rules and beliefs that are no longer true for you. So if you find yourself, going through something and really looking at, okay, this is something I used to believe, but I don't think I believe that anymore. Or that's not true for me anymore. The universe wants for you to just tear it up, throw it out, because the new you is being created now. The more multidimensional you, where you can come to know aspects of yourself that you didn't even know were there before because of perhaps the blowback of being unique and being different or trying something that's out of the ordinary, wasn't appealing, it was too scary. Now it's going to be encouraged. Now it's going to be really cool. And this is exciting too. So it's about the freedom to express your own unique ideas and being proud of being different and being part of a team and group. That's what's so cool about Aquarius, because it's not just about the individual being the unique you that Creator sent you to be, but also being part of a team, being part of a group, that we're more social now, we're more in this together and recognizing that we're in this together. And I really like this. So we can benefit by cultivating and using our Aquarian skills and qualities such as logic, foresight, broad-mindedness, intuition, sociability, improving your relationships by being more communicative and rational rather than emotional. So Aquarius brings a detachment which is really great, because this way we can not feel so threatened by the differences. We've been through a cycle where we've been so divided for the past 4 years, and we don't have to be that way anymore. We don't have to agree upon everything, but we can honor our differences and yet focus on the heart, focus on where we are similar, because we all want the same things. We want to be prosperous. We want to feel abundant. We want to have love in our life. We want to live in a nice home. We want to have friendships and family and community. This is something that is universal, that we all want. And if we focus on those things rather than the things that are different or separate or divisive, then we can unite together and we can heal anything. We can focus on solutions. We can focus on remedies and heal the planet and heal our communities and raise everyone up into this age of empowerment. So practicing detachment by being open to the channels of communication that enhance empathy and understanding, we can gain by valuing freedom and independence for everyone and developing the spirit of community, because we're all in this together. And together we're going to move forward. Together we're going to move up, where everyone moves up. So thinking out of the box, being inspired with new ideas and future possibilities, experimenting with new ways, and challenging outmoded beliefs and practices will bring growth and fulfillment. And I see this as a time where synchronicities will be alive and well. So you could find yourself in the right place at the right time, and the universe is saying, run with it. Go for it. Don't hold yourself back. These are the blessings we're sending to you. These are the new ideas that we are encouraging you to take advantage of. Jupiter and Saturn are social planets, and Aquarius is an incredibly sociable sign. So we're going to be encouraged to find common ground, to find where we can agree. And this is what's going to bring us together and move us forward. So it's time for us to get rid of the rules and beliefs that are no longer part of who you are. It's time for you to be true to yourself, to be authentic, to be original, to be the individual. Understand what you stand for and take a stand. Aquarius means the ingenious power of the human mind. And that's what I find so exciting, is that this is about the power of the mind. By thought, you create what you want. By action, you receive it. By thought, we can focus on prosperity and well-being for everyone and returning the planet to her pristine Garden of Eden state. And by action, we bring that in. And our action on the 21st is a global meditation where we unite as one mind and one focus on this empowerment of the planet and her people. Now, what's really cool with Saturn here is Saturn can give us the foundation. Saturn can give us the framework to put our Jupiterian beliefs and dreams into, so that we can make them real. So we can make our dreams real with Saturn, and we do that by having wise discernment, integrity, faith, and purpose, and a sense of what is feasible. So with Jupiter, we can go over the top. That is something to watch out for. Being overly confident, overcommitting yourself. I like to use the method of 3. Don't do more than 3 things. Don't join more than 3 groups. That way, when you're committing yourself, you will feel like you're accomplishing things because you're not spreading yourself too thin. Because with Jupiter, there is always that challenge that we can just, think that we are invincible and, have unlimited energy and can just go on and on and on. And then that doesn't happen, and then we feel bad. So you're not here to feel bad, you're here to feel good. So watch out for, the Jupiterian excess. Another thing, too, is to watch out for is the fear of expansion or moving on, or fear of the future unknown. All power is in the now. Your power is here, right now. It's not out in the future. It's here. So when you find yourself getting scared about something, be here now. Because when you stay in the moment where all your power is, there's no fear. The fear evaporates. So the fear is false evidence appearing real that has to do with projecting yourself out into the future where you're not. You have no power there. So bring it back and be here now. And when you do that, you will feel this breath of fresh air, this age of Aquarius that is dawning now. And it's so exciting.